What if I told you that a single thought could make you a millionaire? That 500 of the world's most successful people all shared the same secret formula for wealth? Today, we're unlocking the exact 13-step system that created more millionaires than any other book in history. This isn't theory. It's the blueprint used by Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and Andrew Carnegie. Are you ready to think and grow rich? Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful wealth creation books ever written. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Published in 1937, this book has sold over 100 million copies worldwide and has been called the granddaddy of all motivational literature. But here's what makes this book extraordinary. It's not based on theory or speculation. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years studying over 500 of the most successful people in America, including Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, John D. Rockefeller, and many others. He distilled their wisdom into 13 principles that, when applied, virtually guarantee financial success. This book was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie himself, at that time, the richest man in the world. Carnegie told Hill, "I'm going to give you the secret to my success, but you must spend 20 years researching and documenting it, interviewing the most successful people in America. Will you do it for no pay?" Hill said yes, and the result was this masterpiece. Today, we're going to explore all 13 principles, the science of success, and most importantly, how you can apply this wisdom starting today to create the wealth you desire. The story of Think and Grow Rich begins in 1908 when a young journalist named Napoleon Hill was assigned to interview Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate who was then the world's richest man. During their first meeting, Carnegie shared something remarkable. He believed there was a secret to success that all wealthy people understood, but this secret had never been properly documented or taught. It wasn't luck, inheritance, or even hard work alone. It was something more fundamental, a philosophy of achievement. Carnegie made Hill an audacious offer. "I'll introduce you to the most successful people in America. I'll open every door for you. Your job is to spend the next 20 years studying these people, documenting their principles of success, and creating a philosophy of achievement that anyone can follow. But I won't pay you a single cent. You must support yourself while doing this research. Will you accept?" Hill had 60 seconds to decide. In those 60 seconds, he made the decision that would change his life and the lives of millions. Yes. For the next 20 years, Hill interviewed over 500 successful people, including Henry Ford, automobile industry pioneer; Thomas Edison, inventor with 1,093 patents; Alexander Graham Bell, telephone inventor; John D. Rockefeller, oil magnate; Theodore Roosevelt, U.S. President; Woodrow Wilson, U.S. President; William Wrigley, Jr., chewing gum empire; George Eastman, Kodak founder, and hundreds more. What Hill discovered was stunning. Despite coming from different industries and backgrounds, all these successful people followed the same fundamental principles. Success wasn't random or mysterious. It was systematic and learnable. In 1937, Hill published Think and Grow Rich, documenting these 13 principles. The book was published during the Great Depression, when millions had lost hope, yet it gave people a roadmap out of poverty and into prosperity. The book's impact was immediate and lasting. It has created more millionaires and billionaires than any other book in history. Even today, nearly 90 years later, it remains one of the best-selling success books of all time. So what is this secret that Carnegie spoke of? What are these 13 principles that create wealth? Let's start with the most powerful and fundamental principle, the one that everything else builds upon. If you master this one principle, your life will never be the same. The first principle is desire, but not just any desire. Hill is talking about a burning, all-consuming, obsessive desire for wealth or achievement, a desire so intense that it becomes the dominating thought of your mind. The power of burning desire. Hill writes, "Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. Only by so doing can one be sure of maintaining that state of mind known as a burning desire to win, essential to success." This principle distinguishes between wishing, weak, passive, easily abandoned; hoping, slightly stronger but still passive; desiring, intense, active, persistent, unshakable. Most people wish for wealth. Successful people have a burning desire for it. The 6 steps to turn desire into reality. Hill provides a specific formula. Step 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Don't say, I want to be rich. Be specific. I want $1 million. Or, I want $10 million. Vagueness produces vague results. Clarity produces clear results. Step 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money. There's no such thing as something for nothing. What value will you provide? What service will you render? Success requires fair exchange. Step 3. Establish a definite date when you intend to possess this money. Someday never comes. Set a deadline. This creates urgency and activates your subconscious mind. Step 4. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once. Whether you're ready or not, start now. The plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to exist and be in motion. Step 5. Write out a clear, concise statement of all the above. Put it in writing. The amount, what you'll give in return, the deadline, and your plan. Writing crystallizes thought, and thought forms reality. Step 6. Read your written statement aloud twice daily. Once upon waking, once before sleeping. Read with emotion. See yourself already in possession of the money. Feel the feeling of already having it. The story of Edwin C. Barnes. Hill shares the story of Edwin C. Barnes, who had a burning desire to become a business partner of Thomas Edison. Barnes had no money, no education, no connections, but he had desire. He couldn't afford train fare to Edison's laboratory, so he rode in a freight car. He arrived looking like a tramp. When he told Edison he wanted to be his business partner, everyone laughed. But Edison saw something in Barnes, that burning desire. Edison gave him a job as a janitor. Barnes worked for years, waiting for his opportunity. When Edison invented the Edison dictating machine, every salesperson rejected it. They thought it wouldn't sell. But Barnes said, "That's my opportunity." He convinced Edison to give him the exclusive rights to sell it. Barnes became incredibly wealthy selling the Edison dictating machine, and eventually became Edison's partner, exactly as he had desired years earlier. The difference? Barnes had a burning desire, not just a wish. He was willing to start at the bottom, work for years, and wait for his opportunity. Practical application. Right now, stop and ask yourself, what do I truly, deeply desire? Am I willing to burn my ships and commit fully? Have I written down my specific goal with a deadline? Do I read it twice daily with emotion and feeling? Most people have never done this simple exercise, but this simple practice has created countless fortunes. Your desire must be so strong that it becomes an obsession, consuming your thoughts, directing your actions, and refusing to accept defeat. As Hill says, there is one quality which one must possess to win, and that is definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. The second principle is faith, the visualization and belief in the attainment of desire. Hill defines faith as the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence. Faith is a state of mind. Faith isn't religious belief, though it can be. In Hill's context, faith is absolute certainty that what you desire is already yours. It's acting as if your goal is inevitable, not just possible. Henry Ford demonstrated this when he ordered his engineers to design the V8 engine, a continuous 8-cylinder engine block. His engineers said it was impossible. Ford replied, "Produce it anyway." They said it couldn't be done. Ford said, "Go ahead and stay on the job until you succeed, no matter how much time is required." The engineers worked for a year with no success. Ford said, "Keep going." Finally, they discovered how to do it. The impossible V8 engine revolutionized the automotive industry. Ford had faith, absolute certainty, that it could be done. His faith communicated itself to his engineers, and eventually, reality conformed to his belief. The formula for building faith. Hill provides a specific formula for developing faith. 1. Autosuggestion. Repeat your desires. Your subconscious mind is influenced by repeated thoughts. Feed it repeatedly with your definite desire, and it will eventually accept it as truth and work to make it reality. 2. Emotion. Feel it. Thoughts mixed with emotion have magnetic force. When you repeat your desires, feel the emotion of already having achieved them. Feel grateful, excited, proud, fulfilled. 3. Repetition. Do it daily. Repeat your written statement of desire twice daily, morning and night, with feeling. This reprograms your subconscious mind. The self-confidence formula. He'll provide a powerful self-confidence formula to read daily. I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually reproduce themselves in outward, physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture. This formula, read daily with conviction, builds unshakable faith in yourself and your abilities. Faith removes limitations. Most people are limited not by their actual abilities, but by their beliefs about their abilities. They think, I can't, and so they don't even try. Faith removes these self-imposed limitations. When you truly believe something is possible for you, your mind goes to work finding ways to make it happen. Hill writes, both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner beliefs. Practical application. To build faith, write your definite purpose and deadline, read it twice daily with deep emotion, visualize yourself already in possession of your goal, act as if your success is inevitable, reject all negative thoughts and doubts, immediately surround yourself with people who support your faith. Remember, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This is one of the most famous quotes in success literature, and it comes directly from this principle. Your faith must be absolute, not I hope or maybe, but I know this is coming to me. I am already successful in my mind, and physical reality will catch up. Desire and faith are powerful, but they're not enough. You need specific knowledge, the right knowledge, to translate your thoughts into wealth. But here's the paradox. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know how to access specialized knowledge. Let me explain. The third principle is autosuggestion, the practice of influencing your subconscious mind through repeated affirmations and visualizations. What is autosuggestion? Autosuggestion is self-suggestion. It's the practice of deliberately feeding your subconscious mind with the thoughts you choose, rather than letting random thoughts control it. Hill explains, autosuggestion is the agency of communication between that part of the mind where conscious thought takes place, and that which serves as a seat of action for the subconscious mind. In simpler terms, it's how you program your subconscious. Why this matters. Your subconscious mind controls most of your behavior. It's like a massive computer running in the background, executing programs you installed, often without realizing it. Most people have installed negative programs. I'm not good with money. I'm not smart enough. Rich people are greedy. Success is for others, not me. These programs run automatically, sabotaging your efforts to succeed. Autosuggestion is how you install new, empowering programs. The 3-step method. Step 1. Create your affirmation. Write a clear statement of your desire from Principle 1. Example. By December 31st, 2025, I will have $100,000 in my bank account. I will achieve this by providing exceptional value through my business, serving my customers with excellence and integrity. Step 2. Repeat it with emotion. Read the statement aloud twice daily, upon waking and before sleep. But here's the key. Don't just mechanically recite it. Feel it. See yourself already in possession of the money. Feel the excitement, gratitude, pride. Emotion is the fuel that drives the thought into your subconscious. Step 3. Persist until it becomes belief at first. This will feel strange or fake. Your conscious mind will be skeptical. That's normal. Keep doing it. Eventually, with enough repetition and emotion, your subconscious will accept it as true. Once your subconscious accepts it, it will start guiding you toward actions that make it reality. The power of visualization. Hill emphasizes that you must visualize the money or goal as already yours. Don't visualize yourself trying to get it. Visualize yourself already having it. This isn't woo-woo thinking. Modern neuroscience confirms that the brain doesn't clearly distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real experiences. When you visualize with emotion, you're creating neural pathways as if the experience already happened. Athletes use this constantly. They visualize perfect performance, and their actual performance improves. Practical application. Starting today, write your definite purpose statement, specific goal, deadline, what you'll give in return. Read it aloud twice daily, morning and night as you read it. Close your eyes and see yourself already in possession of your goal. Feel the emotions of already having it. Gratitude, joy, pride. Confidence. Do this every single day without fail for at least 30 days. This practice will begin reprogramming your subconscious mind. You'll start noticing opportunities you previously missed. You'll feel motivated to take actions you previously avoided. Ideas will come to you. This is your subconscious mind going to work. The fourth principle is specialized knowledge, understanding that general knowledge has little value. But specialized knowledge is power. Knowledge itself is not power. Hill makes a controversial statement. Knowledge is not power. It is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. Many highly educated people are poor. Many high school dropouts are millionaires. Why? Because success doesn't come from knowing a lot of things. It comes from knowing the right things and applying them. General versus specialized knowledge. General knowledge, broad, unfocused learning, knowing a little about everything. Specialized knowledge, deep expertise in a specific, valuable area. The person with specialized knowledge in a high-value area, and who knows how to market and apply that knowledge, will out-earn the person with general knowledge every time. You don't need to know everything. Here's the liberating truth. You don't need to personally possess all knowledge. You need to know how to access it. Henry Ford didn't need to know how to design every component of a car. He needed to know how to assemble a team of specialists who did. Andrew Carnegie didn't know the chemistry of steel. He knew how to organize people who did. Hill writes, "An educated man is not, necessarily, one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others." The mastermind principle, preview. This leads directly into one of the most powerful principles, the mastermind. By surrounding yourself with knowledgeable people, you can tap into their specialized knowledge. You become the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, not just in character, but in knowledge and capability. How to acquire specialized knowledge. 1. Formal education, college, university, trade schools. 2. Experience, working in your chosen field. 3. Books and courses, self-education, often more valuable than formal education. 4. Mentors and experts, learning directly from those who have achieved what you want. 5. Mastermind groups, forming alliances with knowledgeable people. The story of an uneducated man. Hill tells of a man with less than a 6th grade education who became immensely wealthy. How? He focused all his energy on learning one thing: how to organize and direct the efforts of educated specialists. He hired engineers, accountants, lawyers, marketers, all with specialized knowledge. He didn't need to know what they knew. He just needed to know how to coordinate their efforts toward a profitable goal. To develop persistence. Review your definite purpose twice daily. Morning and night, write down obstacles as they arise. Don't ignore them. Address them. Create new plans when old ones fail. Flexibility plus persistence equals success. Maintain your mastermind alliance. Meet regularly with supportive people. Cut off all negative influences. Stop consuming negative news. Stop associating with negative people. Keep a success journal. Record every bit of progress. Every small win. When you feel like quitting, take one more action. Just one more call, one more attempt, one more day. Hill's powerful reminder. If you're following this book with the intention of applying the knowledge it conveys, your first test as to your persistence will come when you begin to follow the 6 steps described in the 2nd chapter, Desire. Unless you are one of 2 out of every 100 who already have a definite goal at which you are aiming and a definite plan for its attainment, you may read the instructions and then pass on with your daily routine and never comply with those instructions. Don't be average. Persist. Section 10. Principle 9, the mastermind, the driving force, 37:00-41:00. The ninth principle is a mastermind, the coordination of knowledge and effort between two or more people working toward a definite purpose in a spirit of harmony. The mastermind defined. Hill defines a mastermind as coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. This is one of the most powerful principles in the entire book. No individual has sufficient experience, education, native ability, and knowledge to ensure the accumulation of a great fortune without the cooperation of others. Two major benefits of the mastermind. 1. Economic benefit. By allying yourself with others, you gain access to their knowledge, experience, education, and influence. This multiplies your own capabilities exponentially. If you ally with 5 knowledgeable people, you essentially have 6 minds working on your goals instead of 1. 2. Psychic/spiritual benefit. Hill observed something remarkable. When 2 or more minds come together in harmony toward a definite purpose, a third invisible force emerges that's greater than the sum of the individuals. This is hard to explain rationally, but easy to observe. Teams often achieve what individuals cannot, not just because of combined effort, but because of synergy. The whole is greater than the parts. Examples of mastermind alliances. Andrew Carnegie's mastermind. Carnegie surrounded himself with over 50 men who constituted his mastermind group. These included technical experts, financial experts, marketing experts, and management experts. Carnegie readily admitted he knew almost nothing about the technical aspects of steel production, but he was a master at assembling and coordinating the efforts of specialists. This mastermind group made him the richest man in the world. Henry Ford's mastermind. In Ford's early days, the Chicago Tribune called him an ignorant pacifist. Ford sued them for libel. During the trial, the Tribune's lawyers tried to prove Ford was ignorant by asking him difficult questions about history, science, and general knowledge. Ford couldn't answer most of them. Finally, Ford said, "I don't need to know the answers to those questions. I have a row of buttons on my desk. I can press any button and summon people who don't know the answers. My business is coordinating their knowledge toward profitable ends." Ford won the case and proved a point. Success doesn't require knowing everything. It requires knowing how to organize those who do know. Thomas Edison's mastermind. Edison surrounded himself with experts in chemistry, physics, mathematics, and engineering. He coordinated their efforts toward invention and innovation. Edison held over 1,000 patents, but he didn't create all those inventions alone. His mastermind group was essential. How to create your mastermind alliance. Step 1. Identify what you need, what knowledge, skills, connections, or resources do you lack. What kinds of people could fill those gaps? Step 2. Determine what you can offer. Mastermind alliances must be mutually beneficial. What can you offer to potential alliance members? It might be your own specialized knowledge, connections. You have financial compensation, profit sharing, and your venture simply the opportunity to be part of something meaningful. Step 3. Select your members carefully. Choose people who have the knowledge or resources you need. Share your commitment to success. Have a positive, constructive attitude. Are willing to work in harmony. Are trustworthy and loyal. Step 4. Meet regularly. Mastermind groups must meet regularly, at least once per week, ideally more often. These meetings should have a definite agenda, a spirit of harmony and cooperation, specific action items, and responsibilities, accountability for commitments made. Step 5. Maintain harmony. This is critical. If the group descends into conflict, competition, or disharmony, the mastermind advantage disappears. All members must check their egos at the door and work toward the common definite purpose in a spirit of genuine cooperation. Practical application. To create your mastermind group, list the 3 to 5 areas where you need help: marketing, finance, technical skills, etc. Identify potential mastermind partners. Who is what you need and might benefit from what you offer. Approach them with a clear value proposition. What's in it for them? Schedule weekly meetings, same time, same place, consistent. 5. Create meeting structure, agenda, action items, accountability. Cultivate harmony. Celebrate wins. Support each other through challenges. Hill's wisdom. No individual may have great power without availing himself of the master mind. In a preceding chapter, instructions were given for the creation of plans for the purpose of translating desire into its monetary equivalent. If you carry out these instructions with persistence and intelligence, and use discrimination in the selection of your mastermind group, your objective will have been halfway reached, even before you begin to recognize it. Rehook 41:00-41:15. Knowledge and collaboration are powerful, but there's an energy that drives all achievement, an energy that most people waste or misdirect. When properly channeled, this energy becomes a fuel for greatness. Let's unlock this mysterious but essential force. The 10th principle is the mystery of sex transmutation, the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of creative expression. Understanding sex transmutation. This is one of the most misunderstood chapters in the book. So let's be clear about what Hill means. Sex transmutation means redirecting sexual energy, one of the most powerful human drives, into creative, productive endeavors instead of purely physical expression. Hill is not saying you should be celibate. He's saying that sexual energy, when not dissipated through excessive physical expression, can be channeled into creative work, business, achievement, artistic expression, leadership, any form of productive endeavor. Sex energy is the most powerful human drive. Hill observed that the most successful people in his study had highly developed sex drives, but they had learned to channel that energy. He identified 3 positive emotions, love, sex, and romantic interest, and 7 negative emotions, fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, anger. The positive emotions are far more powerful, and sex energy is the most powerful of all. How transmutation works. When you feel sexual desire but choose to redirect that energy into your work, you tap into a powerful creative force. Many artists, writers, inventors, and entrepreneurs report doing their best work when they're in love or experiencing intense sexual desire, but channeling that energy into their creative projects rather than dissipating it purely physically. The role of love. Hill distinguishes between sex alone, purely physical, temporary love plus sex, emotionally connected, more powerful love plus sex plus romance, the ultimate combination, most powerful of all. When a man or woman is in love, inspired by romance, and experiencing sexual attraction, they're capable of extraordinary achievement. This emotional state elevates them to new levels of creativity and determination. Historical examples. Hill references many great men who achieved most during periods of intense romantic love. Napoleon Bonaparte achieved his greatest victories while inspired by Josephine. Many great writers, artists, and composers created their masterpieces while in love. The emotional state created by love and romance stimulates the imagination and creative faculties to exceptional heights. The practical application. Hill is not suggesting you manipulate your love life to achieve business success. He's observing that sexual energy is powerful and should not be wasted. This energy can be consciously directed toward creative pursuits. Being in love elevates all your faculties long-term. Committed relationships that include romance provide sustained creative fuel. For singles, channel your sexual energy into your work. When you feel desire, use that energy to fuel your creative projects, business endeavors, or personal development. For couples, maintain romance in your relationship. The ongoing inspiration of a loving, romantic partnership provides sustained creative energy for both partners' endeavors. Practical application. To apply this principle, recognize sexual energy as creative fuel. Don't view it as something to be ashamed of or merely physical. When feeling sexual desire, channel it. Work on your most important creative projects. Maintain romance in your life. Whether single or partnered, keep romance alive. Avoid excessive dissipation. Save this powerful energy for important pursuits. View love as empowerment. Let love relationships inspire your achievements, not distract from them. Hill's conclusion. The transmutation of sex energy calls for the exercise of willpower, to be sure, but the reward is worth the effort. The desire for sexual expression is inborn and natural. The desire cannot and should not be submerged or eliminated, but it should be given an outlet through forms of expression which enrich the body, mind, and spirit of man. The 11th principle is the subconscious mind, understanding and utilizing the intermediary that translates your mental impulses into their physical equivalent. What is the subconscious mind? Your subconscious mind is like a massive database and operating system running 24/7 in the background. It stores all your memories and experiences, controls automatic bodily functions, governs habits, and automatic behaviors, works on problems, even when you're not consciously thinking about them, connects to what Hill calls infinite intelligence, universal wisdom. The subconscious never sleeps. Unlike your conscious mind, which needs rest, your subconscious works continuously. This is why you sometimes wake up with solutions to problems you were thinking about before sleep. Your subconscious kept working while you slept. Positive versus negative inputs. Your subconscious mind doesn't judge or filter inputs. It accepts whatever you feed it, positive or negative, true or false, empowering or limiting. If you constantly think, "I'll never be rich," "I'm not smart enough," "success is for other people," your subconscious accepts these as truths and works to make them reality. If you constantly think, "I am achieving my goals," "wealth is coming to me," "I am capable and deserving," your subconscious accepts these as truths and works to make them reality. The 7 major positive emotions. Hill teaches that you should deliberately feed your subconscious with these positive emotions. Desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, romance, hope. These emotions, mixed with thought, become a powerful force that your subconscious mind acts upon. The 7 major negative emotions. These negative emotions should be avoided and eliminated. Fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, anger. These negative emotions poison your subconscious mind and produce negative outcomes. How to influence your subconscious. The primary method is through repeated affirmations mixed with emotion, auto-suggestion from Principle 3. When you read your definite purpose statement twice daily with deep feeling, you're programming your subconscious mind. Over time, it accepts your goal as reality and begins directing you toward actions that make it real. The subconscious and infinite intelligence. Hill believed, and many spiritual and philosophical traditions agree, that the subconscious mind is a connecting link between the finite mind of man and infinite intelligence, universal wisdom, God, cosmic consciousness, whatever term you prefer. When you feed your subconscious with a clear, emotionally charged desire, it works not only on your own memories and knowledge, but also taps into a greater source of wisdom and inspiration. This explains hunches, gut feelings, inspiration, and sudden insights. Your subconscious, connected to infinite intelligence, providing you with knowledge you didn't consciously possess. Practical application. To harness your subconscious mind, feed it your definite purpose daily. Read your written goal twice daily with emotion. Control your thoughts. Immediately reject negative thoughts. Replace with positive. Use visualization before sleep. Your subconscious works on whatever you're thinking about as you fall asleep. Trust your intuition. When you get a strong gut feeling, it's often your subconscious communicating important information. Maintain positive emotions. Consciously cultivate desire, faith, love, enthusiasm, and hope. Eliminate negative emotions. Refuse to indulge fear, jealousy, hatred, anger, or greed. Hill's wisdom. The subconscious mind will not remain idle. If you fail to plant desires in your subconscious mind, it will feed upon the thoughts which reach it as a result of your neglect. In other words, if you don't deliberately program your subconscious with empowering beliefs, it will be programmed by default with whatever random thoughts and beliefs you absorb from your environment, and most of that will be negative. Take control. Program your subconscious deliberately. The 12th principle is the brain. Understanding your brain as both a broadcasting and receiving station for thought vibrations. The brain as a broadcasting station. Hill, writing in 1937, compare the brain to a radio broadcasting station. Every thought you think creates vibrations that are broadcast into the ether. Modern science has confirmed that thoughts do create measurable electromagnetic activity. Brain waves can be detected and measured with EEG equipment. When you think intensely about something, especially when emotion is mixed with thought, you're broadcasting that thought with power. The brain as a receiving station. Your brain also receives thought vibrations from others. This explains why you sometimes think of someone right before they call, why ideas seem to be in the air. Multiple people discover the same thing simultaneously. Why being around positive people lifts your mood, why being around negative people drains your energy. You're literally picking up on the thought vibrations being broadcast by people around you. The importance of your environment. This is why your mastermind group is so powerful. When you meet regularly with people who share your goals and vibrate at a similar frequency of success and achievement, you're all amplifying each other's thought vibrations. Conversely, this is why you must distance yourself from negative people. Their thought vibrations of fear, doubt, and limitation will infiltrate your mind if you're constantly exposed to them. The role of the subconscious. Your subconscious mind is a sending and receiving set for thought vibrations. When it's charged with emotion, particularly the positive emotions like desire, faith, and love, it vibrates at a higher rate and can both broadcast and receive more effectively. Creative imagination as a receiving set. The creative imagination, Principle 5, is particularly receptive to thought vibrations from outside sources. This is how hunches and inspirations arrive. You're receiving thought vibrations from infinite intelligence or from other minds tuned to a similar frequency. Practical application. To use your brain as an effective broadcasting and receiving station. Broadcast clear, positive, emotionally charged thoughts about your goals. Surround yourself with positive people whose thought vibrations support your success. Distance yourself from negative people whose thought vibrations drag you down. Meditate or practice quiet thinking to increase receptivity to inspired ideas. Pay attention to hunches and gut feelings. They may be receiving valuable information. Maintain high emotional vibrations through positive emotions like love, faith, and enthusiasm. Hill writes, when you begin to believe the statement, in this case, we're suggesting you believe you will receive the money you are visualizing. Your brain sets up positive thought vibrations which influence your subconscious mind to begin translating that belief into its physical equivalent. We've covered 12 powerful principles, but there's one more, and it might be the most important of all, because there's one enemy that destroys more dreams than all others combined, an enemy that lives in every person's mind. Let's identify and defeat this silent dream killer. The 13th and final principle addresses the 6 ghosts of fear, the basic fears that must be overcome before you can successfully apply the other principles. The 6 basic fears. Hill identified 6 basic fears that hold people back. 1. The fear of poverty. This is the most destructive fear. It paralyzes action, destroys ambition, kills imagination, leads to indecision and procrastination. Symptoms. Indifference, lack of ambition, indecision, failure to make decisions, doubt, expressed through alibis and excuses, worry, usually over nothing, overcaution, seeing only the negative side, procrastination, waiting for the right time. The fear of poverty is so destructive because it destroys self-confidence and initiative, the very qualities needed to achieve wealth. 2. The fear of criticism. Fear of what others think robs people of their initiative and destroys imagination. Symptoms. Self-consciousness, nervous in presence of others, lack of poise, poor posture and personality, weak personality, lacking firmness in decisions, inferiority complex, expressed through showing off or using big words, extravagance, keeping up with the Joneses, lack of initiative, failure to act on ideas, lack of ambition, mental and physical laziness. Many people never attempt great things because they fear criticism or ridicule. 3. The fear of ill health. This fear is often linked to fear of poverty, medical bills, and fear of death. Symptoms. Hypochondria, imagining illnesses, exercise avoidance, leading to real health problems, susceptibility, lack of resistance due to negative thinking, self-coddling, using illness to gain sympathy, intemperance, abusing alcohol, drugs, or food. Worrying about illness often creates the very illness worried about. 4. The fear of loss of love. Jealousy and suspicion fall under this category. Symptoms. Jealousy, suspicion of partners without cause, fault-finding, criticizing friends, family, and associates, gambling, taking wild chances to provide money for loved ones. This fear is unique to humans and often does more damage to relationships than external circumstances. 5. The fear of old age. Fear of old age brings fear of poverty and loss of freedom and independence. Symptoms. Apologizing for age rather than embracing wisdom dressing, and acting younger to stay young, killing initiative and imagination, living in the past instead of the present. Hill notes that old age should be a time of wisdom and greater achievement, not decline, if fear doesn't kill the spirit. 6. The fear of death. This fear is useless because death is inevitable for everyone. Symptoms: thinking about death instead of life, lack of purpose. If we're all going to die, what's the point? Paralyzing fear that prevents living fully. Hill teaches that we should accept death as inevitable and therefore focus entirely on living while we're alive. Worry, the tool of fear. Worry is sustained fear. It's destructive because it weakens the body clouds, the mind destroys, enthusiasm kills, initiative prevents clear thinking. Most worry is about things that never happen. It's wasted energy that could be used for productive action. The questionnaire for self-analysis. He'll provide specific questions to ask yourself to identify which fears are holding you back. For example, do you complain often? Do you find fault with others? Do you spend beyond your means? Do you neglect your appearance? Are you quick to make decisions? Do you delay action on ideas? Do you have a negative mental attitude? Honest answers reveal which fears are operating in your subconscious. How to overcome fear. 1. Identify your fears you can't defeat, an enemy you can't see. Identify which of the 6 fears affects you most. 2. Recognize fear's rationality. Most fears are based on imagined problems that never materialize. 3. Replace fear with faith. Fill your mind with thoughts of what you desire, backed by faith. And there's no room for fear. 4. Make decisions quickly. Indecision feeds fear. Quick, firm decisions starve it. 5. Avoid negative influences. People who express fear will transfer it to you. Distance yourself from them. 6. Take action despite fear. Fear disappears when you act. Courage is an absence of fear. It's action despite fear. The mastermind's role. A strong mastermind alliance protects you from fear. When you're surrounded by positive, confident people working toward definite goals, fear has difficulty taking root. Practical application. To defeat fear, list your specific fears. Write them down. Make them concrete. Analyze each fear. Ask, what's the worst that'll happen? Usually it's survivable. Replace fear thoughts with faith thoughts. When a fear arises, immediately replace it with a positive affirmation. Take immediate action. The antidote to fear is always action. Strengthen your mastermind. Surround yourself with fearless, positive people. Read your definite purpose daily. Keeping your mind focused on what you desire leaves no room for fear. Hill's powerful conclusion. Life is a checkerboard, and the player opposite you is time. If you hesitate before moving or neglect to move promptly, your men will be wiped off the board by time. You are playing against a partner who will not tolerate indecision. Throughout the book, Hill references a secret that Andrew Carnegie revealed to him, a secret that Carnegie said appears more than 100 times in the book, but is never directly stated. What is the secret? Hill never explicitly reveals it because he believed each person must discover for themselves. But readers and scholars have identified what most believe is a secret. The secret is, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This appears in 30 days of consistent application. You'll see evidence that these principles work. That evidence will motivate you to continue for another 30 days and another. Before you know it, you'll have been practicing these principles for a year, and your life will be transformed. We've covered an immense amount of wisdom today. 13 principles that created more millionaires than any other philosophy in history. Let's recap the complete system. Desire, burning, obsessive, all-consuming want, faith, absolute belief in achievement, autosuggestion, programming the subconscious, specialized knowledge, learning what you need, imagination, the workshop where plans are created, organized, planning, translating ideas into action, decision, eliminating procrastination, persistence, never quitting, mastermind, multiply your power through alliance, sex transmutation, channeling creative energy, subconscious mind, controlling your operating system, the brain, broadcasting, and receiving, overcoming fear, eliminating the obstacles. These aren't just ideas to understand intellectually. They're principles to live. They're habits to install. They're a complete transformation system. The question isn't whether these principles work. 100 million copies sold, and countless success stories prove they do. The question is, will you work them? Will you write your definite purpose tonight? Will you read it twice daily starting tomorrow? Will you form your mastermind alliance? Will you persist through obstacles? Will you overcome your fears? Most people won't. They'll watch this video, feel inspired for a few days, then return to their old habits and old results. But you're not most people. You didn't watch this entire deep dive to quit now. You're someone who recognizes your potential. You're someone who's ready to think and grow rich. Here's the question I want to leave you with. The same question Andrew Carnegie asked Napoleon Hill. Are you willing to spend the next few years studying and applying these success principles, knowing that if you do, you'll achieve wealth and success beyond what you currently imagine possible? Carnegie gave Hill 60 seconds to answer. I'm giving you the same. What's your answer? If it's yes, then your journey begins now. Not tomorrow. Not when conditions are perfect. Now, if this deep dive into Think and Grow Rich has awakened something in you, I need you to do 4 things. First, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. We explore books that truly create wealth, success, and transformation. Don't miss our next deep dive into life-changing literature. Second, get the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Read it yourself. Highlight it. Study it. Live it. This video is just an introduction. The full book contains even more wisdom and detail. Third, write your definite major purpose tonight. Use the 6-step formula. Be specific. Set a deadline. Start reading it twice daily starting tomorrow morning. Fourth, share this video with someone who's ready to change their life. Think of one person who needs these principles. Send them this video. You might be the catalyst for their transformation. Remember, knowledge without application is just entertainment. These principles only work if you work them. The 13 principles are calling. The path to riches is before you. The person you're meant to become is waiting. All that's required is that you decide and act. Thank you for watching. You have unlimited potential. Now go prove it. I'll see you in the next video, and I expect to hear your success story in the comments when we meet again. Now go. Decide, act, think, and grow rich. Thoughts become things. The mind is everything. Belief creates reality. Faith materializes desires. But the secret isn't just knowing this truth. It's apply it with all 13 principles. Conceive, desire, what do you want? Believe, faith, know it's already yours. Program. Auto-suggestion, reprogram your subconscious. Learn, specialize knowledge. Acquire what you need. Imagine. Imagination, see it clearly. Plan, organize planning, create the roadmap, decide, decision, commit fully, persist, persistence, never quit, collaborate, mastermind, multiply your power, channel, sex transmutation, fuel your creativity, program, subconscious mind, control your operating system, broadcast, the brain, send out the right, vibrations, eliminate, overcome fear, remove the obstacles. When all 13 principles work together, the secret becomes operational and produces results. Why hide the secret? Carnegie and Hill believe that people value most what they work for. If the secret were simply stated, people would dismiss it as too simple or too obvious. By requiring readers to discover themselves by working through all 13 principles, the secret becomes powerful because it's earned, not given. The real secret. The deepest secret might be this. Success requires action, not just knowledge. Many people read the book, understand the principles intellectually, and do nothing. Knowledge alone is powerless. Knowledge applied through persistent action creates wealth. Common criticisms. Think and Grow Rich has faced criticism over the years. 1. It's too mystical/unscientific. Critics say Hill's talk of infinite intelligence and thought vibrations isn't scientific. Response. Modern neuroscience and quantum physics are actually confirming many of Hill's observations about the power of focused thought, the subconscious mind, and the interconnected nature of consciousness. 2. It's dated. Written in 1937, critics say the examples and language are outdated. Response. While specific examples may be dated, the principles are timeless. Human psychology hasn't changed. The methods for achieving success haven't fundamentally changed. 3. Not everyone who applies these principles succeeds. Critics point to people who've read the book but didn't become wealthy. Response. Reading isn't applying. Most people read the book, feel inspired, then return to their old habits. The principles work for those who actually apply them consistently. 4. It promotes materialism. Critics say the focus on wealth accumulation is shallow. Response. Hill actually addresses this. He says riches means more than just money. It includes happiness, health, relationships, and spiritual fulfillment. Money is emphasized because financial freedom enables other forms of richness. Why it still matters today. Despite being published in 1937, Think and Grow Rich remains relevant because 1. Human psychology is timeless. People in 2025 have the same basic drives, fears, and potential as people in 1937. 2. The principles are universal: desire, faith, planning, persistence. These are eternal success factors that transcend time and technology. 3. It provides a complete system. Unlike books that offer isolated tips, this provides a comprehensive philosophy of achievement that addresses mindset, strategy, and execution. 4. It's proven by results. Millions of people across generations have used these principles to achieve extraordinary success. 5. It addresses root causes. Most modern self-help is superficial. This book goes deep into psychology, belief systems, and character development. Modern applications. These principles apply to entrepreneurs building businesses, employees seeking promotions and raises, artists and creators pursuing their craft, students achieving academic goals, athletes reaching peak performance, anyone seeking personal transformation. The technology and industries change, but the principles of success remain constant. You've learned 13 powerful principles. Now what? Here's your action plan. Week 1, clarity. Day 1 to 2. Write your definite major purpose using the 6-step formula from Principle 1. Be specific about the amount of wealth, the deadline, and what you'll give in return. Day 3 to 4. Identify your 3 biggest fears from the 6 ghosts of fear. Write action plans to overcome each fear. Day 5 to 7. Identify what specialized knowledge you need. Create a learning plan with specific resources and timelines. Week 2, programming. Day 8 to 14. Read your definite purpose twice daily, morning and night. With deep emotion, practice visualization. See yourself already in possession of your goal. Begin a daily journal tracking your thoughts and progress. Week 3 to 4, planning and alliance. Day 15 to 21. Create your organized plan with specific action steps. Identify potential master mind members approach and recruit your mastermind alliance. Day 22 to 28. Hold your first mastermind meeting. Assign responsibilities and deadlines. Create accountability systems. Month 2 to 12. Persistent action. Daily. Read your definite purpose twice. Visualize your goal achieved. Take at least one action toward your goal. Journal your progress and insights. Weekly. Mastermind meeting review and adjust your plan. Celebrate wins and learn from setbacks. Monthly. Comprehensive review of progress. Adjust goals if needed, but only with good reason. Read or reread relevant chapters of Think and Grow Rich, the 30-day challenge. Commit to applying these principles rigorously for just 30 days. That's all. Don't worry about the whole year. Just commit to 1 month.